Welcome. You've found your way to By Sleep Journeys, a quiet space where imagination floats freely and sleep comes gently without asking. Before we begin, take a moment to settle in. Let your body rest into the bed or wherever you are right now. Soften your jaw, drop your shoulders, and just breathe. Inhale slowly, exhale even slower. Let everything you've been holding on to begin to fade. There's nothing to fix here, nothing to finish, only stillness waiting for you. Each story on this channel is crafted to help you unwind, to guide your mind gently away from the noise of the day and into a space of peace, quiet, and sleep. If you find comfort here, feel free to subscribe so you'll always have a soft place to return to whenever you need rest. Now, let go of the weight of today and join me as we drift into tonight's story, floating through a galaxy of whispers. You are floating. There is no ground beneath you, no ceiling above, only the endless hush of a star-filled sky that doesn't seem to move, and yet you are drifting. There's no sensation of time, no urgency, no schedule, only the sense that you've arrived in a space where thought begins to loosen, where the air is made of memory and the silence holds stories. Far below, perhaps it is above, a ribbon of light moves gently, like a river made from melted stars. It calls to you, not with sound, but with a feeling, like the way moonlight touches a lake, or how a soft hand might graze your shoulder. The whispers begin as a vibration, faint and warm, not in your ears, but somewhere quieter, maybe in your chest, maybe in your breath. They are not words exactly, but something older than words, a language only known when the mind grows still, when the heart is ready to listen. You drift closer, and as you do, the stars begin to glow a little brighter, like they're recognizing you. Not because you're a stranger here, but because somehow you've been here before, maybe long ago. In dreams you forgot upon waking, or maybe this is the place your thoughts return to when you let them wander while lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, waiting for sleep to come. There's no rush here. Even the light moves slowly. Every shimmer has its own rhythm, its own reason. You feel no need to name anything. You don't wonder where the stars came from or what comes next. You are content to simply float. You close your eyes, though they were never truly open, and feel something pass gently through you, a warmth that leaves behind stillness and the softest sense of being known. You pass by a cluster of violet stars, and they hum a deep, velvety note. It's not a melody, not a song, but a presence, like a lullaby with no words, meant for no one and everyone. And for a moment, you wonder if the stars are singing to each other, or if they are singing to you. But then the thought floats away, gently, like a feather in the dark, and you return to the rhythm of simply being. You are floating, no destination, no direction, just this galaxy and its whispers. You continue to drift, not forward, not upward, just deeper, deeper, deeper into something that has no edges, no direction, and yet feels like it's guiding you, gently, lovingly, as if the galaxy has cupped its hands around you, protecting you from the noise of the waking world. Ahead, a new shimmer begins to take form. Not a star, not a planet, something softer. Tiny lights, warm and golden, begin to float past you. They flicker gently, like fireflies moving through water. And as one passes close, you sense a memory hidden inside it. Not a thought, not a sharp image, but a feeling. Vague, familiar, and comforting. A breeze at your window as a child. The sound of pages turning in a quiet room. The way sunlight used to filter through curtains on slow, quiet mornings. Each golden light is a lantern of memory. They don't come to disturb your thoughts, but to remind you that peace has always been near, that it lives in small, quiet things, things you once knew and maybe forgot. The lanterns don't speak, but somehow you understand them. Their glow pulses in rhythm with your breath, and as they drift around you, you feel your mind loosen just a little more, as if your thoughts are dissolving into stardust. You don't need to remember anything clearly. You don't need to name what you feel. You are simply allowed to feel it. A lantern brushes close to your hand, and you feel the softness of an old kindness. Perhaps something you gave to someone long ago, or perhaps something someone once gave you without needing anything in return. Another light floats near your shoulder. A ka, a ka. It carries the feeling of laughter, but the kind that doesn't echo, the kind that stays. Stillness grows around you, but it's not empty. It's full of warmth, of forgotten dreams, of every gentle thing you've ever longed for. You notice now that you are not alone. You're surrounded by these tiny lights, each one floating silently, never asking to be noticed, but always willing to be felt. And suddenly, you realize something important. You've always been held, even in the quiet, even when no one was there to tell you so. You let out a breath long, slow and unguarded, and the galaxy breathes with you. Every lantern pulses in response, like a gentle chorus of heartbeats blinking in the dark. There is no weight here, no gravity, only lightness, and you are part of it, not toward a goal, but into an even softer stillness, one that has waited for you, just on the other side of thought. You follow, not with effort, not with steps, but simply by allowing yourself to go wherever peace wants to take you. The lanterns drift ahead, and you follow, softly, as though the current of the galaxy itself is carrying you. There is no effort in your motion, just surrender, just trust. The kind of trust you didn't know still lived within you, quiet and deep, like an underground spring. The stars have grown further apart now, leaving more space, more silence, more sky. And in that widening quiet, you hear something new. A low hum, distant but steady. It doesn't interrupt your calm. It deepens it. A vibration like the sound of earth resting, or the tone a mountain might make if it ever chose to sing. The hum grows clearer as you begin to see where it's coming from. A river, not made of water, but of liquid starlight. It flows in the air, as if gravity is only a rumor here. It shimmers and bends like silk in a slow breeze, and it glows with a soft, pearlescent light. Not too bright, never too much. This is the river that remembers. You drift gently beside it, and the hum grows warmer. You don't know how you know, but you understand. This river remembers everything, but holds nothing against you. It remembers the dreams you let go of, the kindnesses you gave away too easily, the hopes you were too gentle to speak aloud. It remembers them all, not to remind you of loss, but to assure you they were real. They mattered. They still shine. And here, in this galaxy, they live on as light. The river curves beside you, never rushing, never needing to arrive anywhere. A soft breeze glides over your skin, cool, but not cold. And in it, you hear voices, not loud, not human, just fragments, like echoes from dreams you've almost forgotten. I'm proud of you. You did your best. You were enough, even then. The whispers don't linger. They pass through you like ripples, leaving only warmth behind. You float closer to the river, and something remarkable happens. You see reflections, not of your face, but of feelings, moments, a hand you once held, a quiet smile from someone who never said much, but said enough. Each reflection ripples once, then fades, not because it's gone, but because it has already returned to where it belongs. Peace deepens within you. You realize now, this journey isn't about going somewhere new. It's about returning to everything that has always waited for you. Beneath the noise, beneath the rush, beneath the ache, you float alongside the river, not needing to touch it, but knowing it touches you in ways too soft to measure. And as you drift, you let your thoughts dissolve again. No questions, no stories to finish. Only this, the sound of a river that remembers, so you don't have to. The river curves away, its glowing current fading into the vastness like a quiet goodbye. You watch it disappear, not with longing, but with gratitude. The kind of farewell that doesn't hurt, only honors. And now, you are alone again with the stars and the silence between them. But it's not an empty silence. It's the kind that holds space for you, for your breath, for your being, for everything you don't have words for. You drift onward through soft corridors of stardust, past planets wrapped in slumber, and moons that do not glow but rest. There is no urgency here. Even the light takes its time. It spills gently through the galaxy like a quiet sigh, touching everything and rushing nothing. Ahead, you begin to sense a new presence. Not a person, not a voice, but a space, a room, perhaps, or something like it. You don't move toward it. It moves toward you, or rather, it unfolds around you as though you were always meant to be inside it. The stars part gently, and you find yourself entering what feels like the chamber of slow time. It has no walls, no ceiling, and yet it holds you completely. You feel wrapped, cradled by stillness. Here, time does not pass in seconds or hours. It drips like honey, thick and golden, slow and forgiving. Everything slows down until even your breath feels like a lullaby. You begin to notice small details, the way the stars in this chamber flicker in long, lazy pulses, the way gravity seems to pause between your heartbeats, the way your thoughts grow quieter and quieter until they become no more than soft feathers drifting through a midnight room. Here, in this place, you are allowed to pause, to truly stop, to simply be. There are no questions, no memories tugging at your sleeves, no tasks waiting outside this space. Only this, a kind of timeless permission to rest, to release, to return to yourself. You feel the presence of time, but not its pressure. It flows around you like a river, too lazy to move, letting you lie still in its embrace. Without expectation, you inhale deeply, and for the first time in a while, you notice just how full your lungs feel, how deeply the breath goes, how sweet it is to not be hurried. Even your heartbeat seems to slow, as if it, too, has been invited to rest. You close your eyes again. They were ever truly open and sink deeper into this chamber. Not down, but inward, into yourself, into stillness, into a version of peace you forgot was possible. And just before sleep begins to reach for you, you hear one whisper, not from outside, but from within. It says nothing more than, "You are safe," and that is enough. You don't remember leaving the chamber of slow time, and maybe you never really did. Because where you are now feels less like a new place and more like a continuation of stillness. But something has changed, ever so gently, quietly, that it doesn't disturb, only evolves. The stars are softer now. Their edges blur into the black like candlelight behind silk. And the silence, it hums with possibility. You're floating through what feels like a veil, thin as mist, light as memory. Everything is translucent. Everywhere is nowhere. You have entered the space between dreams. Here, reality begins to melt, not into chaos, but into comfort. Rules loosen. Weight disappears. Shapes dissolve into suggestion. You float past a mountain, or perhaps it's only the idea of a mountain. It doesn't rise or fall. It simply exists, steady and still, as if waiting to be imagined fully. Below you, a sea that reflects nothing. It's not dark. It's not light. It just is, like a thought you haven't had yet. In this space, you begin to notice something remarkable. You are not thinking anymore. You are not remembering. You are not wondering. You are simply experiencing ka, and without the pressure to make sense of it all, you begin to feel free. Not the freedom of doing, but the deeper kind, the freedom of letting go. You let go of shape, let go of name, let go of you as something separate from the silence. And now you are simply awareness, gently drifting, gently being. A whisper moves through the mist. It carries no sound, only presence. It says nothing, but you understand it anyway. It speaks to a part of you that is older than language, deeper than thoughts. A part that remembers what it felt like to be still before the world ever taught you to move. You drift past clouds made of color. They don't glow, they breathe. In and out, just like you. One is the color of memory. Another, the color of release. Another, pure stillness. They do not block your way. They simply accompany you, as if even the mist itself wishes to sleep beside you. You pass through a moment of absolute quiet, and in that silence, you feel everything, not in words, not in emotion, but in some deeper pulse, the kind that whispers, "You are part of this. You are welcome here. You always have been. You don't respond. You don't need to, because now, even response has melted. There is only breath and space and sleep, gently approaching from the edge of awareness. Somewhere along the way, you stopped drifting, but you didn't land. You didn't arrive. You simply settled, like dust falling through sunlight, like the final exhale of a long day. You are no longer moving, and yet nothing feels still. Everything here hums with gentle presence, as if the silence is breathing around you. You find yourself standing, or perhaps floating, before a surface. It isn't glass, it isn't water, but it reflects. It's not your face, it shows, but something softer, truer. It is called the mirror of quiet light, and in it, you see not who you are to others, not the roles, the voices, the names, but who you are beneath all of that. You see calm, you see space, you see restfulness woven into the very essence of you. The mirror doesn't speak, it doesn't judge, it simply offers you your own stillness. And for the first time in a long time, you recognize it. You realize you are not someone who is trying to rest. You are rest. You don't have to search for peace. You are made of peace. You don't need to slow down. You were never truly moving. A glow surrounds you, but not a dramatic one. It is the light of quiet realization, the kind that doesn't announce itself but stays, like a soft warmth resting on the skin of your thoughts. For a while, you don't know how long, you simply remain. No desire to move forward, no need to ask what's next. This is enough. This moment, this breath, this gentle echo of yourself looking back through the mirror without fear. The light from the mirror doesn't fade, it doesn't dim. It simply begins to dissolve into the air, into the space, into you. And as it does, you feel quieter, not silenced, but soothed. Not empty, but held. You begin to float again, but this time you carry something new with you. Not a lesson, not a memory, but a softness that cannot be taken away. The kind of softness that lives in the space between thoughts. The kind that gently says, you don't need to do anything more tonight. You've already arrived. You drift backward, or maybe upward, or inward still. Direction no longer matters. You are weightless again, surrounded by shadows that don't scare you, embraced by stars that don't ask for your attention, traveling through a galaxy that requires nothing from you except your rest, and you give it willingly. You float deeper now, not through space, but through something even softer. It feels like silk woven from silence, a fabric stitched from the edge of thought. It has no direction, but it carries you nonetheless. Around you, the stars have begun to blur. They no longer shine, they glow, dim and low, like the final embers of a fading fire. And in that glow, you begin to see shapes, not quite solid, not quite imagined. You have entered the cloud field of half dreams. It stretches endlessly around you, a place where dreams begin, but do not rush to finish, where thoughts drift without asking to be understood, where images come and go like shadows moving behind soft curtains. The clouds are not clouds as you know them. They are emotions in color, memories without story, moments that never needed to happen to be real. One drifts close. It is the color of dusk. It smells faintly like lavender and rain on stone. It doesn't speak, but you feel something inside it. A feeling you once had when someone waited for you without asking why you were late. Another floats past. It holds the sound of a lullaby, but only the part that comes after the final note. The part that lives in the silence and keeps you safe. You let them pass, one by one, like you're moving through a gallery of the quietest parts of yourself. No one watches here. Nothing evaluates. This field exists for one purpose: to let your spirit stretch out without needing to define its shape. Time has thinned into mist. You couldn't count minutes even if you tried. And why would you? You are no longer waiting for sleep. You are walking beside it, hand in hand, without needing to speak. You feel yourself letting go of even more now, not with resistance, but with relief. You release the idea of today. You release the weight of tomorrow. You release your name, your story, even your form. What's left is something softer than a whisper, the part of you that simply, and that is more than enough. A soft breeze brushes through the field, though there is no wind. It carries a feeling, the sense that something old and loving has always been looking out for you, not watching, not judging, just being there, waiting for the moment you would slow down enough to feel it. You do not try to hold it. You do not ask for more. You simply close your eyes, if they were ever truly open, and allow the cloud field to carry you, not forward, not away, just inward, deeper into peace. There is no moment when the dream begins. It simply is. You find yourself floating not through stars, not through mist, but through something softer, a feeling, a warmth, a gentle hum that seems to rise from the quiet within you. There is no more light, no more dark, only texture, soft, pillowed silence, like being wrapped in memory and melody and breath you do not see, you do not hear. You sense, and what you sense is enough. This is the dream that doesn't end. It has no beginning, no plot, no urgency, only motion that barely moves, like a slow tide across a sleeping ocean. There are glimpses, not of places, but of feelings dressed in shapes. A path made of lightless gold, a sky of fabric woven from old kindnesses, a house with no roof where stars peek in like curious friends, but they come and go, and you do not need to follow them. They're not destinations. They're just reminders that even your dreams want you to feel safe. You drift further. There is no thought of direction, only softness, only surrender, the body you came with. It's somewhere far behind. You feel no weight, no breath, and yet you are here, completely, in this dream. Nothing asks for your attention. Nothing demands to be fixed. Nothing worries. You pass through the memory of laughter you never needed to explain, through the scent of someone who once made you feel loved, though you can't recall their face. And the dream welcomes all of it, holds all of it, washes it through stars, and leaves only calm. There's no longer a difference between being awake and being asleep, between floating and becoming the space around you. Even the story, this story, begins to whisper less. Its voice grows softer, slower, thinner. It no longer tells you where you are, because you already know you are here, exactly where you need to be, exactly where the dream wants to hold you, exactly where the galaxy comes to rest. There is no edge here, no ceiling, no end, only space and breath. You are floating, but even the word floating feels too solid now. You are simply part of this, part of the quiet, part of the rhythm, part of the vastness that neither moves nor waits. All around you, the galaxy has grown still. It feels like you're resting on the chest of the universe itself, listening to it breathe as you breathe, in, out, in, out. No sound, just the rise and fall of presence. This place where the universe breathes is not a destination. It is a home. Not one you arrived at, but one you remembered. There is no past here, no future, no shape to to cling to, just a steady hum of stars that no longer need to shine. They have nothing to prove. They simply are. And so are you. You are not dreaming now. You are within the dream. And the dream is within you. You feel it moving through your thoughts, loosening knots you forgot were tied, softening corners you never knew you sharpened. There is no need to open your eyes. They are already resting. There is no need to move. The stillness moves for you. Somewhere far, far away, a thought rises, tries to speak, then sighs and fades. There is no hurry here, no voice that calls your name. Only the breath and the warmth and the gentle truth that you are enough. Even now, especially now, you dissolve a little more, not into nothing, but into everything. Every inhale carries you deeper. Every exhale lets go of more. And though you may not hear it, the stars are still whispering. Their voices are faint now, like lullabies at the edge of hearing. They do not need to be understood. They only need to be felt. And what they say beneath it all is simply this rest. You are home. There is no more journey, no more path, no more floating. There is only this softness, this weightlessness, this deep, quiet night that lives inside you now. Even the stars have stopped whispering, not because they are gone, but because you no longer need their voice to feel their love. It is full of everything you no longer have to carry. And slowly, gently, you begin to disappear, not vanish, not end, but dissolve, like fog returning to the sky, like warmth becoming air. You are no longer the traveler. You are the space, the breath, the quiet light between stars. There is no before, no after, only now, and now is rest. Your name has been laid down like a heavy coat, your worries folded and set aside, your thoughts dimmed like candlelight at the close of a peaceful evening. No one is watching. No one is waiting. There's only comfort wrapped around you like an invisible blanket stitched from softness and night. You do not need to listen anymore. You do not need to follow the story. The story has already returned to where all dreams begin. And you are already part of it. You may not hear these words anymore. They are not meant to be held. They are only meant to lead you to the place beyond words. And now that you are there, you may rest truly, deeply, entirely, for as long as you need, for as long as the stars still breathe, for as long as your heart beats like the quiet rhythm of a universe that loves you, just as you are. Good night, dreamer. Sleep well. You are home.